Hello students, so far we have done sole proprietorship, partnership organization and joint Hindu family business in forms of business organization. In today's lesson, I am going to tell you about cooperative societies. So in previous video of cooperative societies, we have done the introductory part and the features of cooperative society. In today's lesson, I am going to tell you about advantages and disadvantages of cooperative societies. So we will proceed with the advantages of cooperative societies. So the first advantage we have is easy formation. As we know, the cooperative society is easily formed because registration is compulsory. So whenever we want to get started the cooperative society, we get it registered from the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. So it will be registered and it can be formed. So easy formation is there. Next we have limited liability. The liability of the member is limited. In sole proprietorship, we see that the member owner's liability is unlimited. And if we talk about partnership organization, the members or the partners, we can say partners liability is unlimited. But in case of cooperative society, the liability of the members of cooperative society is limited to the extent they have invested in the business. So if the person has invested 10,000 in the business, the liability of the person is up to 10,000. And if he has invested 1 lakh, the liability of the person is 1 lakh. So the liability of the persons are limited. Next we have stability. Stability means I have told you that members can join the society, cooperative society anytime, and members can leave the society at any time. But if we talk about partnership, there is a limitation upon entering and leaving the partnership firm. But if we see in cooperative society, the members can join at any time and then they can leave the cooperative society at any time by giving notice. So if members can leave and members can come, so we know that the cooperative society is now registered. When it is registered and easily formed, it has separate legal entity. So it has separate legal entity. There is no effect of joining and going out the members of the cooperative society. Whether they come, whether they go, there is no effect for that. So stability is there. Next we have democratic management. Democratic management means when members are there in the society, so many members are there, they elect some managing committee. So they elect management committee. So the members, they give votes to the certain from them they give votes to the certain members and they elect them. Suppose there are 10 members, they are giving voting to them and they elect them as managing committee. So if they elect them by giving votes, so we can say there is democratic management, and there is democracy. In like democracy, they have voting rights. So democratic management is there. Next we have tax advantage. So the cooperative societies are for the welfare of the society, and then they have tax advantage. So the cooperative societies are exempted from tax, income tax. They haven't paid to income tax. उनको income tax नहीं देना होता. And if we talk about stamp duty, that is given on the time at the time of registration, and registration fees is also given at the time of registration. The both things they don't give. So cooperative societies, they have tax advantage. They not give income tax, they don't give stamp duty, they don't give registration fee. Next we have state patronage. What is this state patronage? We know that the cooperative societies are for the welfare of the society. welfare of the sector, welfare of the poor section. So if they have the quality that they are for help of the poor section, then government help them. How? Government give them grants and government give them loans, so that cooperative societies being developed. So for the development of the cooperative society, government help them and the cooperative societies help the poor. Then we have economic decentralization. Before starting this, I would like to tell you supply of goods at cheaper rate. So if we talk about cooperative society, they supply the goods to the consumers at cheaper rate. If we talk about consumer cooperative society, there are different type of cooperative societies. I will tell you in further lessons. If we talk about consumer cooperative society, they receive the goods in bulk from the producers and wholesalers, then give it to the members of the society or the consumers and provide them at reasonable rate. So supply of goods at cheaper rate, वो उनको goods की सप्लाई करते हैं, होलसेलर से खरीद लेते हैं कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़ और आगे कंज्यूमर को वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं रीजनेबल रेट्स में, चीपर रेट्स में. तो अगर वो बल्क में परचेजेस करके आगे फॉरवर्ड करते हैं, तो हम ये देखते हैं कि अब मैं इस ट्रैक पे आ जाती हूँ, इकोनॉमिक डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन. अगर सेंट्रलाइजेशन है, बिजनेस में एक पर्सन है जो सेल कर रहा है, तो अगर बिजनेस में एक पर्सन है जो सेल कर रहा है गुड्स को, तो वो जो भी रेट लगाएगा लोगों को उनको खरीदना पड़ेगा. बट इन if centralization, we talk about centralization, every person have to purchase whether they are giving at higher rates. But if cooperative societies are there, cooperative societies हैं तो वो सप्लाई कर रही हैं गुड्स की, हमें पता है मार्केट में cooperative societies हैं, तो सप्लाई जो है वो चीपर रेट्स पे हो रही है. तो डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन आ जाता है कि अगर एक पर्सन है, उसको पता है अब एक पर्सन को कि हमारे पास में कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी और अदर बिजनेस भी हैं, तो इकोनॉमिक डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन हो जाता है कि बहुत सारे पर्सन्स हैं, चीपर रेट पे लोगों को गुड्स प्रोवाइड हो जाती है. सो इकोनॉमिक डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन इज देयर, सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स एट चीपर रेट इज देयर. With the cooperative society, this is the advantage of cooperative society, that economic decentralization can be formed and the supply of goods can be there at cheaper rate. Next we have check on other business. These three are related to each other. Check on other business means other businesses. If we see cooperative societies, if we set it as a part of side and then we talk about other business, अगर हम उसको साइड में रखें और अदर बिजनेस के बारे में देखें, तो अदर बिजनेस जो हैं उनको भी एक स्टैंडर्ड मेंटेन हो जाता है बिकॉज ऑफ कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़. दे सेट स्टैंडर्ड फॉर अदर बिजनेस, तो उन बिजनेसेस को भी उसी लेवल की क्वालिटी का सामान, गुड्स जो हैं उसी क्वालिटी की गुड्स, हायर क्वालिटी की गुड्स बेचनी पड़ती हैं एंड देन चीपर रेट्स पे उनको बेचना पड़ता है. सो चेक ऑन अदर बिजनेस मीन्स अदर बिजनेस को भी ये चेक करना पड़ता है कि कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़ कहाँ, स्टेटस उनका कहाँ है, वो क्या प्रोवाइड कर रही हैं, प्राइस क्या है, क्वालिटी क्या है, तो उनको उनके अकॉर्डिंग मेंटेन करना पड़ता है. So we are talking about advantages, and once again I will tell you all the advantages. First we have easy formation, next we have limited liability, stability is there, democratic management, and next tax advantage is there, state patronage, and next economic decentralization, supply of goods at cheaper rates, and the last is check on other business. So these are the advantages of the cooperative societies. Now come to the disadvantages. First disadvantage is lack of capital. We know that the poor section belongs to cooperative society, so the members of the cooperative society, they also belong to poor section. So the investment by them is less. They do less investment and either they have voting rights. With less investment they have voting rights, so there is a lack of capital. They know that even they invest less, then they will have voting right, so they invest less as compared to other members, so there is lack of capital. तो हमें पता है कि मेंबर्स जो है पोर सेक्शन से बिलोंग करते हैं, उनकी इन्वेस्टमेंट कम होती है, तो जब वो कम इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, उन्हें पता है कि हमारा वोटिंग राइट तो होगा ही, तो वो कम इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, तो हमारे पास लैक ऑफ कैपिटल होता है. नेक्स्ट वी हैव इनकॉम्पिटेंट मैनेजमेंट. We know that the elected members that we cooperative societies member appoint the elective members as management, they don't have managerial skills. They don't have all the managerial skills they should have. But if we see, so they have less managerial skill of elective management. They have less managerial skill. So with less managerial skills, they run the cooperative society, and so the incompetent management is there. So the members of the elective society, the society's members which are elected as management, they don't receive any incentives or any salary, so they lose interest. Next what we have cash trading. We know all the trading is in cash, as we have discussed in features that cash trading is there. सब कुछ जब कैश में ट्रेडिंग हो रहा है तो क्रेडिट नहीं प्रोवाइड किया जाता, तो उस वजह से जब हम देखते हैं कि ये पुअर सेक्शंस के लिए है, कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी पुअर सेक्शन को हेल्प करने के लिए है, बट इफ़ वी डोंट गिव देम things on credit and we don't provide them on credit the goods, so they lose their interest. So cash trading is not there, it is the disadvantage for the cooperative society. Next we have lack of motivation. We know that cooperative society is a group activity, so everybody works in a group. So if one person don't take interest, if one person is not taking interest, then how do we can do group activity? For group activity, for team activity, it is very necessary to have mutual faith and all the efforts should be there from all the members. And group activity, no personal interest, members have no personal interest, उनको अपना कोई भी personal interest नहीं दिखाई देता कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी में, क्योंकि उनको एज अ ग्रुप ही काम करना होता है. तो उनके जो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी के, हम स्टार्ट करते हैं जब हम सोचते हैं कि जो उसके ऑब्जेक्टिव्स होंगे, हम ये एम्स पूरे करेंगे जब हम कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, बट वो एम्स पूरे नहीं होते, सो द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स रिमेन अनअचीव्ड. नेक्स्ट वी हैव लैक ऑफ सीक्रेसी. As you know, the government intervention is there, so there is a lack of secrecy. Every report we have to show to government and the accounts we have to show to government, so there is a lack of secrecy. Next is political interference. When government change, suppose there is one government, then government change, so there are new members and new rules of the government. One government applies another rules and the जो अदर गवर्नमेंट आई है वो अपने रूल्स अप्लाई करेगी, देन दे हैव पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस. जब गवर्नमेंट का इंटरफेरेंस है, गवर्नमेंट चेंज हो रही है, तो पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस हो रहा है, उस वजह से ये सक्सेसफुल नहीं होती. नेक्स्ट वी हैव लैक ऑफ पब्लिक कॉन्फिडेंस. तो लोगों का कॉन्फिडेंस भी लूज हो जाता है. जिस ऑब्जेक्टिव से जिस एंथुजियाज्म से हम स्टार्ट करते हैं, तो वो बाद में ड्यूरिंग द स्पैन ऑफ टाइम वो वैनिश हो जाता है. तो उसके बाद हमारा जब कोई भी कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी प्रॉपरली वर्क ही नहीं करेगी, तो लोगों का इंटरेस्ट भी उसमें कम हो जाता है. नेक्स्ट वी हैव म्यूचुअल डिस्प्यूट्स. सो वी कैन सी there is a group activity. If one person doesn't do anything, or he is not having any interest in the society, so conflicts are there, so mutual disputes are there, and this is the disadvantage for cooperative societies. So once again, let us see the disadvantages: lack of capital, incompetent management, cash trading, lack of motivation, lack of secrecy, political interference, lack of public confidence, and mutual disputes. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of cooperative societies.